Vinicius Lindoso. I'm a sophomore at Sullivan College, and I'm a political science major. I'm also the co-leader for the YIRA Balkans trip in 2011. And the reason that I chose to co-lead this trip is because I was dying to go back to Bosnia and to the Western Balkans as a whole. I took some time last summer to go and work with some NGOs and do some research in Sarajevo and northern Bosnia. And by the time I left, I was sure that I wanted to bring some Yale students to see what it really meant to be in a post-conflict society and a post-conflict scenario. And then I teamed up with Branko, without whom I wouldn't have been able to lead this trip. And we decided that we had an idea, and we pursued this idea with great assistance from YIRA, and we did it.
So my name is Branko Backovic. I'm a junior at JE studying economics and international studies, and I was a co-leader of the Balkan spring break trip.
Hi, my name is Aminah Zaghab. I'm a junior at Ezra Stiles College, majoring in political science.
My name is Isaac Wasserman, and I'm a freshman in Timothy Dwight College.
Hi, my name is Zahra Baitie. I'm a freshman in Calhoun College. I'm a student from Ghana.
So my name is Luka Kalandarishvili. I'm a freshman at Yale, and I'm from Tbilisi, Georgia.
Hi, my name is Anne. I'm a sophomore at Yale University studying political science and philosophy.
Hi, my name is Seth Thompson, and I am a freshman from Saybrook College.
Hi, my name is Dahlia Mignouna. I'm a junior, and I'm an ethics, politics, and economics major in Berkeley College.
Hi everybody, I'm Katarina Krasulova. I come from Slovakia originally, and I'm a freshman in Calhoun College.
As for our time in Belgrade, which began the trip, it was eventful to say the least. Began in the Tesla airport in Belgrade when Luka waited patiently and not so patiently with Vinny for 5 hours trying to get through passport control. But despite the initial hiccup, we were on our way into Belgrade proper by the end of the night. It was a very large metropolitan city, but yet oddly quiet. Everywhere we went, there were no honking signs on the street. Belgrade itself is it's a distinctly Eastern European city in that architecture-wise it has remnants of both the Austro-Hungarian style of architecture along with more, communist concrete structures. Our first day in Belgrade, we actually visited the fortress of Belgrade, which dates back to the 15th century. While in Belgrade, we had the chance to speak to a number of officials and in various high positions. We met with the minister, a representative from the Ministry of Kosovo. We also met with the Minister of Foreign Affairs in Belgrade, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs highlighted the EU accession process and the obstacles which Serbia has on the path to the EU. And we also met with a woman who runs a program to provide educational assistance, tutoring, and college mentoring programs to college-age students in Belgrade. Following that meeting, we met with probably one of my favorite meetings of the entire trip, which was a meeting with the leader of Fractal, an NGO based in Belgrade that deals with resolving ethnic tensions and grassroots reconciliation projects. And I think he commanded one of the greatest knowledges we saw of the actual intricacies of the problems. he talked a lot about the difficulty in even addressing these concerns, and that when they hold forums, it can take a week before talk about ethnic tension can even begin. Those meetings comprise the whole of our educational experience in Belgrade, and I think Belgrade provided an interesting look into the politics of the region.
Part of the idea was to make this trip more personal and to really show the trip participants the true life, the real life in the Balkans, was to take them to a small village actually where I grew up, the village of Despotovac, which is around 5,000 people. So there we were hosted by the city municipality and visited the library. There was a little waterfall, and had lunch there, and visited one of the actually most historic landmarks of that part of Europe, which is the monastery near Despotovac Monastery, Manasia, where it was actually the first library and the first actually center of literacy for that part of Europe, and it was even renowned in the Byzantine times. And part of the reason was to share the culture, which the medieval culture of Serbia, which is not necessarily evident in Belgrade and other and other capitals of that region. And part of it is just to show that it's a different lifestyle, a different speed, even from Belgrade, and even more drastically from the United States.
So the part of a trip I took a slight responsibility for was Mostar, because it was the city where I spent 2 years of my education at a school, United World College. So in Mostar, we visited my school, but we also visited the OSCE, which is an important organization in Bosnia and Herzegovina, but also one that's criticized a lot because it's responsible for the educational reform that we learned about, which is basically that after the Dayton Accord, the temporary agreement stayed a long-term one. They decided to have separated curriculums and separated schools. And those schools in cities that are mixed, which often happens in Bosnia and Herzegovina, which is the main source of problem, those cities often having two schools under one roof, they're having two ethnicities that are on the opposite side of the school, etc. So this is a very strange and in a way hostile project, even though some people say it's good that at least the opposite ethnicities have at least some exposure to each other. So education is one of the main sources of problems. And there's another problem, like building a Bosnian identity. The issue still hasn't been closed. Even the flag I'm wearing today, it makes many people unhappy, because the Bosnians want to have the old symbol of Bosnian lilies back then, and the other ethnicities wouldn't agree. So there is fundamental disagreement on all places, and as I'm talking about, it seems like the situation is very hopeless. And you can see it as a contrast to Serbia. Serbia they haven't been through so much of strain and like they've been bombed. That's true, but they haven't been destroyed. There was not genocide. They tried to work, they tried to move on. And Bosnia, the fact that, for example, Bosnia and Herzegovina is such, it's still not reconstructed. Mines are everywhere. The buildings are shattered, half falling down. Also keeps reminding people that the war is as if still present. So there is a huge difference in these countries, it's very, very visible, at least to me, and I hope it was conveyed also to the other participants of the trip, like where's the difference and what needs to be done. That something needs to be done after conflict has happened in a country.
We left Mostar, which is in southern Bosnia, and took a bus to Sarajevo. My first impression when we first get there is, this feels like Paris. This feels like Western Europe. And with the cobblestone streets, the close shops, everyone's out on the sidewalks, and everything looked so aged and like it had a deep history. And the reason, as you get closer, the reason the buildings look so old is because they're all pockmarked with bullet holes. And that's the first thing you notice in Sarajevo, are the bullet holes. You notice that these bullet holes were all clustered around windows. You could see that people were shooting at someone in that window, and so it was though there was no longer a face behind that window hiding, you still felt the fear that was present all throughout the siege of Sarajevo. We had a few meetings at the embassy. We met with the chief political officer at the American embassy, and quite frankly, we didn't learn too much. I felt I could have gone onto the State Department website and read their glossy brochure about how the Americans are perceived. You know, the officer told us that, you know, the American opinion is readily accepted and that they're asking for it. They want our support. And my feeling is it's a little bit more complicated than that. And, you know, it was really disturbing that when she referred to the public of the president of the Republika Srpska, President Dodik, she wouldn't refer to him by his name, President Dodik. She said, there's this man. This is the man. And that's the real dichotomies between Republika Srpska and the Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina. And, you know, the American embassy, at least with us, ignored it.
Sarajevo it's a really beautiful city. Dahlia and I walked up one of the hills or mountains, and just looking at the skyline, you would see synagogues, mosques, churches, the steeples of churches, and it was just beautiful to be able to see how 3 different religions were all present in one city.
Sarajevo in general is, well, Bosnia. Bosnia is very telling because you can look up and look at the countryside and know exactly where you are. National identity was so tied up and married to ethnic identity. And that's the truly most striking thing about the region, is that no longer can these people divorce who they are from their religion that they practice, and everything that comes along with it. And so it's just very striking in Sarajevo to look around and see minaret after minaret after minaret, surrounded by beautiful mountains with snow still on it, and you know exactly where you are.